The journey to revival doesn't begin in a pristine workshop. It begins here, on a rugged road, with a machine that has already given up. The first step is a diagnosis, a search for a faint heartbeat in the cold steel. With the hood open, the true challenge is revealed, a complex maze of wires and decay. Her hands, though gentle, move with the confidence of a seasoned surgeon. She delves deep into the engine's core, her focus absolute. This is a delicate operation where every part tells a story of neglect. With practiced skill, a stubborn component is persuaded to come free. She wields her tools with strength and determination, a testament to her resolve. Her touch is precise, navigating the intricate anatomy of the engine. The entire system is methodically disassembled, piece by piece. Each part is then carefully cleansed, washed of its past failures. The reassembly begins, a careful and skillful process. Patience and focus are her greatest allies in this complex task. Each bolt is tightened, each connection secured with expert care. Her deep understanding of mechanics is evident in every move. She rechecks her work, ensuring every detail is perfect. The final components are fitted into place, the surgery nearly complete. A final, thorough inspection before the moment of truth. She turns the key, hoping to awaken the silent heart of the machine. Success, a smile of quiet pride, marks the end of a long battle. The work continues. Her hands, adorned with a simple wooden bracelet, begin a new task. Under the hood of another weathered car, she works with familiar expertise. With precision, a new part is carefully installed into the old engine. In the quiet of the countryside, she stands as the master of her craft. The engine bay is a testament to the vehicle's long and storied life. The story shifts to a man in a different car, its journey cut short. A small blue tractor becomes a lifeline, towing the broken-down vehicle. Back in the workshop, the delicate work on the engine continues. She removes a spark plug, a key to diagnosing the engine's ailment. Her meticulous touch is evident as she tightens a tiny screw. With a wrench, she applies careful force to a stubborn component. Her tools are neatly laid out, a sign of a true professional. The engine's valves are exposed, revealing its intricate inner workings. The cylinder head is removed, a major step in the engine overhaul. Each component is carefully cleaned with a brush. The parts are washed, a baptism to cleanse them of their past. Fresh oil is poured, nourishing the heart of the machine. The clean cylinder head is carefully reinstalled. The delicate process of reassembly continues with unwavering focus. The final components are fitted back into place. The intricate work on the engine's valve train. She applies precise force to tighten the components. Her hands work with a gentle but firm touch on the delicate valve springs. A long socket wrench is used for the final tightening. She turns her attention to the battery, the source of the spark. The old, battered car waits patiently for its revival. From the driver's seat, she attempts to start the engine once more. The open hood is a sign that the work is not yet finished. She inspects the carburetor, making a final adjustment. A rubber hose is carefully connected to the carburetor. Her hands move with expert knowledge over the battery terminals. The air filter is installed, allowing the engine to breathe again. She closes the hood, a final act of completion. but the challenges never cease. A small green truck is overturned in a ditch. She clears away branches, the first step in the difficult recovery. She struggles against the weight of the truck, her determination unwavering. With help, a tow rope is used to pull the truck free. She inspects the rear of the vehicle for damage. A powerful jet of water blasts away the mud and grime. With the truck cleaned, she inspects her work, ready for the next task. In a cluttered workshop, she tackles a complex electrical issue in a truck. She opens the hood to access the heart of the problem. Her skilled hands navigate the tangled web of old wires. She continues her diagnostic work, her focus absolute. The delicate work on the wiring harness demands precision. A new electrical component is carefully installed and connected. Now she moves to the transmission, another critical part of the repair. A young man assists, removing the truck's old battery. From the driver's seat, she puzzles over the dashboard's electrical system. She carefully tests and connects the wires behind the dash. Her focus is intense as she works with a small electrical part. The new component is secured, another step closer to completion. She climbs onto the truck, her persistence on full display. Now she inspects the tires and brakes, ensuring the truck is safe. She sits beside the truck, contemplating the next step in the process. With a small tool, she continues her meticulous work. Even the door mechanism receives her careful attention. A moment of reflection beside the ongoing project. She cleans a part of the door with a cloth. The small, detailed work continues with intense concentration. A young woman tackles the front bumper of an old green truck. She inspects the undercarriage, looking for hidden damage. A young boy helps with the repair, a moment of teamwork. She carries a heavy basket, her work extending beyond just mechanics. The truck's hydraulic dump bed is tested. Lying on her stomach, she cleans and inspects the truck's frame. A jet of water blasts away, caked on mud and grime. The hydraulic bed is lowered, its function restored. With cans of paint in hand, she prepares for the final transformation. With a steady hand, she applies a fresh coat of green paint. Her careful brushstrokes begin to erase the years of decay. The painstaking work of painting the truck body continues. The result? A partial restoration that already looks brighter and newer. The truck is back on the road, driven by a man through the muddy village lanes. Another truck, in even worse condition, is brought into the forest. A man works on the old, dirty interior of the truck. He searches for something underneath the truck in the forest. The old truck struggles as it is towed by another vehicle. The tow complete, the woman opens the door to her next project. A man washes the extremely muddy truck with a hose. The journey to revival begins with a high-pressure wash. A woman inspects the rear of the now cleaner truck. The ritual of cleansing continues on the truck's body. She meticulously cleans the truck's old, dirty seats. She carries a bucket of water to continue the cleaning process. Her hands work on the truck's old battery. She kneels by a container, cleaning or retrieving a part. A close-up shows her hands using a tool to work on the truck. Inside the truck, she works on the old, rusty transmission and engine. Her hands carefully work on the truck's electrical components. She works on the complex wiring inside the vehicle. The truck's air filter is cleaned with a brush. She works on another part of the truck's engine. She inspects or repairs the throttle linkage. The partially disassembled truck sits with two small dogs nearby. She continues her careful work on the truck's wiring. She inspects or repairs the gear shift lever. The gear shift is carefully reinstalled. She checks the wiring connections inside the cabin. The handbrake lever is reinstalled with a screwdriver. A young woman lifts two old, dirty car seats. Inside the old, dirty truck, she works on the interior. Sitting behind the wheel, she works on the steering column. A wide shot of the old white truck, partially repaired. The scene shifts to a young woman lubricating a motorcycle chain. She kneels on the ground, working with tools on the motorcycle. Two women struggle to pull a small tiller stuck in deep mud. A woman drives a small tiller through a shallow body of water. A man, woman, and child work together to push a tiller stuck in mud. One tiller is used to tow another out of the mud. The tiller is successfully pulled from the mud. A small tiller drives through a puddle on the dirt road. A woman uses a water pump to wash the tiller. A woman uses a high-pressure hose to wash the muddy tiller. The strong jet of water reveals the machine's original color. She cleans the wheels and undercarriage of the tiller. The final parts of the tiller are carefully cleaned. The cleaning finished, she coils the water hose. She pushes the newly cleaned tiller into a yard. With a cloth, she dries the now gleaming tiller. A young woman inspects the rear of an old green tractor. She inspects the dirty engine, searching for the problem. She carefully inspects a damaged yellow electrical wire. Sitting on the grass with her tools, she carefully cuts a piece of wire. She kneels beside the tractor, connecting the new wire. Her hands work skillfully, connecting the wire to the engine. She carefully inspects and adjusts a fuel line on the dirty engine. She searches for a part in her tool bag. With a wrench, she carefully tightens a part on the engine. She leans in, continuing her focused work on the engine. Her hands carefully reassemble the engine components. She carefully rechecks the connections on the engine. From the driver's seat, she attempts to start the newly repaired tractor. She carefully inspects another small part on the tractor. She wipes down a part of the tractor with a cloth. She walks around the tractor, doing a final inspection. She gathers her tools, tired but satisfied. One last look at the tractor, her expression one of pride. She walks home, carrying her tool bag after a long day's work. The final shot shows her arriving home, relaxed and content. An old white truck sits abandoned in a dense forest. A close-up shows its cracked headlight and muddy, damaged front. She inspects a rust hole in the rear door of the truck. She makes a phone call, her expression worried, likely calling for help. A man on a blue tractor drives through a peaceful, rural landscape. The old truck appears on a village road, a sign of hope. She begins the cleanup, sweeping out the truck's dirty interior. She continues to clean the old, weathered interior. She has arrived at a safe place, ready to begin the real work. With a sponge, she meticulously cleans the driver's seat. A close-up of her working on a component under the truck. She removes a seat from the truck to continue the restoration. She carefully reinstalls the seat. She carefully cleans and inspects the components under the hood. A close-up of her working on the truck's electrical wiring. She carefully cleans the truck's air filter. She inspects and cleans the truck's battery. A close-up of her carefully repairing the wiring. She continues her focused work on the truck's engine. A final check of the truck, her work a success. A young woman works on the electrical system of a small truck. She holds a small yellow electrical component, her hands dirty but skilled. She works on the gearbox inside the old, dirty cabin. She carefully cleans a part of the truck with a small orange brush. The cleaning continues on another complex part of the vehicle. She works on the interior of the old, dirty truck. A wide shot of the old white truck in its rural setting. She removes a seat from the truck. Her hands work on a component beneath the seat. Lying on her stomach, she works on the floor of the truck. A woman steps out of the car, preparing for the next task. She opens her blue toolbox, ready to change a tire. Her hands use a wrench to loosen the lug nuts. She uses a long breaker bar for extra leverage on the stubborn nuts. She uses her strength to lift the heavy wheel off the truck. She carefully removes the brake pads for inspection. She meticulously cleans the brake pads with a cloth. She carefully reinstalls the clean brake pads. The wheel is carefully put back onto the truck. The final lug nuts are tightened, completing the job. A young woman inspects the lug nuts on a rusty wheel. Another woman stands by a wooden table in a peaceful, rural setting. A close-up shows the heavy rust and decay on the body of an old truck. A woman uses a hose to wash the old, dirty truck. She uses a sponge to carefully clean the truck's windshield. A view from inside the truck as she cleans the soapy glass. She opens the door, preparing to work on the interior. The final rinse washes away the last of the grime from the truck. From inside the cab, she wipes down the dashboard. She turns the key, her face a mask of concentrated hope. She continues to try to start the truck, her determination clear. Her work complete, she discusses the successful repair with a man. They share a moment of satisfaction in a job well done. Their conversation continues, a quiet conclusion to the project. With one final look, the resurrected vehicle is ready for the road. A very special thank you to the owner of the YouTube channel at Xuanchu for creating this wonderful video and allowing me to comment. If you enjoyed this narrative, please visit and support their channel at the link in the description below.